All right, we are back. Hopefully, this will work. I am going to hopefully get Lloyd and Charles back. There is something weird going on with this flipping thing. Yeah, welcome back. Let's see if I could get a hold of Lloyd. Come on. Oh, this is okay. I'm back on. Let's see if that link will bring those guys back. Hopefully, guys. Hey, let's look at the chat. Okay, everybody is here. We got Jay Bird. Good to see you, Jay Bird, Joey, and we got the other Joe from USA Drone Flyer. Welcome, welcome, and Brian, who is over at the other show. Oh, we got 10 people watching. All right, things are going good. Woo! Yeah. All right. So I'm going to see if if Lloyd could get back in. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Let's see. I don't. Okay. Hey, we got Steve Knowles. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Had an issue a little while ago, and hopefully we can get Lloyd back and Charles back. I wonder how. Oh yeah, here's the link, and I'll send that to Charles. Alrighty, there we go, and they shall be back. Hopefully, get in. We got. There we go. We got Mr. Lloyd back and Sir Charles. Welcome, welcome, guys. Let's see if I can get the. There we go.
There we go. Yeah.
Welcome, welcome. All righty. Wow. Welcome back. So we got a lot to talk about. We had an issue. We had something happen Saturday night during Bill's show. We heard about it. I believe it was Joe that told us about it, about the attempted assassination of President Trump at the White House Correspondence Dinner. And the weird thing about it is the shooter had a room at that hotel.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird stuff about that.
There was a lot of weird stuff. You know, I will say this: the shooter did shoot. It was the shooter that hit the because one of the things that happened was one of the Secret Service agents got shot. His bulletproof vest saved him, and he was shot by the shooter. It wasn't by, and also he did return did return fire, but he never hit the guy. Or some people say, well, that's bad shooting. The problem is he just been hit in the chest with a bullet. He's falling down and he's trying to return fire.
Right.
And it's not necessarily, Joey, it's not, I won't say it's a Secret Service fail. It's the hotel is in one section and the ballroom is in another. And they should have screened every well, that's the problem. A working hotel, they can't screen everybody. That's it's a working hotel, so people have a right to check in there, and they have a right to their privacy. You know.
And the reason he got how he got the weapons there is he took the train.
Yeah, he took the train, and that's how he got them there in the first place.
Yeah, and they don't
So,
screen, and
yeah.
that'll probably
And
change after.
yeah, and and he brought obviously he brought in it in his luggage, and
Yeah,
the shotgun. Yeah, they have every person near the president. The problem is he wasn't near the president at the
no,
time. He
yeah,
was, they can't investigate. They do that. This is a big hotel.
yes,
This is also a separate area, a separate building technically. There is a
like a
he took the
walkway.
elevator down, and then there's a walkway down into the and
Right,
he took the stairs the rest of the way. But as far as the Secret Service, he was in the hotel. That's close enough. Well, that's true, but again, he was a paying customer at that hotel.
right,
Now, uh, let's say he was somebody that had no clue what was going on and could care less about politics, and he checked in the hotel, and all of a sudden he's being frisked. What the hell is this all about? You're invading my privacy. They could have, there's a lot of reasons why that, and this is the reason, as the Secret Service guy, the head of the Secret Service said today, he's always more comfortable when things are at the White House where they have security already
right.
there in
Mhm.
place.
That's why they need to finish the
And that's
ball.
why, and that,
Uh-huh.
not, yeah, and, he wasn't trying to put a political spin on it. It's just that is the safer thing. This is the same hotel in which
Well,
Charles Hinckley shot uh,
John
there.
Hinckley.
John Hinckley, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Charles. I got Charles Manson and John Hinckley combined. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right, Joey. The Secret Service usually scopes the area weeks ahead of time, and they probably did. And this guy was not on anybody's radar. He hadn't even gotten as much as a parking ticket. This guy was
Right.
as clean as a whistle. There were no bills. They checked the register, they checked their background, they saw nothing in it.
Mhm.
And it just a classic case of a lone wolf that was,
Mhm.
you know,
Yep.
and his family, they notified him, but it was after it had already happened. They said, "Oh, we got this." He gave us this manifesto, but
Manifesto, yeah.
it didn't go to them until
Well,
after he'd
actually,
already.
they were telling the police prior to the shooting where they warned him and say, "Hey, my, brother's son, he's been going to the gun range, and
Right,
they've
yeah,
been worried about him, and he's been radicalized, and they were worried about him." I don't know how far in
yeah,
advance.
yeah. Did they contact the Secret Service, the FBI? Who did they
I
contact? If
don't
it was the
know.
local police, yeah,
Yeah,
we're talking California police, so don't worry about it.
yeah.
As
Hmm.
as they do out there, they tend to just
Hmm.
ignore shit like that. So yeah, he looks suspicious, but I look suspicious.
Yep.
You know,
Hmm.
I can look as suspicious as anybody. Doesn't
Yep.
mean I am.
Hmm.
You just there's a lot of things that you can uh you know, like I said, I'm sure they perused the list of people who would be staying at that hotel during
Right.
that time period. They did a background check on him, I'm sure, and nothing came up. That was the problem.
Yep.
He was clean as a whistle, and this is the problem of this kind of radicalization.
Hmm.
He looks suspicious enough, but yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, they appear to not be working with the feds. I don't know. The Secret Service and the feds are working together. I think,
Uh,
you know, uh, but I don't know. Yeah, I know that the local police don't work with the feds.
right. Right. Hmm. And which comes right back to how did he get this radicalized? What caused him?
Yeah, and that's the real thing. Where does the radicalization come from? What caused this uh
It could
situation?
have been, I don't know, maybe 10 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get you. Hello, Michael. Cool
Hey,
cat. But
Michael.
yeah, I understand what you're saying now, Bill. Okay. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot there. Uh, and it really comes down to it, and to some extent, Joey is right. Anytime a situation like this happens, uh, the the Secret Service will look at it as a security failure. That how can they fix that?
Right. Hmm.
You know,
Well,
uh,
I mean, what it
they
turned
asked they
out,
asked they asked the president today if he would consider wearing a uh,
bulletproof vest.
bulletproof vest, and he says, "I don't know that I want to look at 20 pounds heavier than I am already."
Well, I'm
And they,
wondering if it could be, I don't know, maybe 10 years of people calling him Hitler, a Nazi, a threat to
well, yeah, I mean that's what's
democracy.
doing it. The
Yeah.
the left have got such a hatred of it, and they spew this to people. And it's not like this guy was an uneducated person.
Yeah. Went to
This guy was
Caltech, the
yeah.
same school that Sheldon Cooper teaches at. I mean, the guy's from Big Bang,
I know who you're talking
Howard
about. Yeah,
Wolowitz.
no,
I
yeah,
mean, the
no,
same
that's not relevant. Uh, but no, but the point is,
Bazinga.
uh, yeah, whatever. Uh, but anyways, the guy was, and there again, he was an educated person, and maybe sometimes education is, well, we know our education system is terrible. Now
Yeah.
I don't know how Caltech is because it is they do
Oh,
uh are we having problems again?
Bill is messaging me and he said, "Love it." Whoops, wrong chat.
Ah,
uh, okay. Yeah, we don't need no education, and it's even gotten to a late night where 2 days prior we got that idiot Jimmy Kimmel.
yeah.
And that's
Well, and that's
another
the kind
topic that we could talk
yeah,
about a little later in the show.
right, and that's the kind of stuff that goes on. I mean, that's what they got to figure out. Where did he become radicalized, or how, or
Right.
what why? Yeah, there's a lot of questions to be answered.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, finger pointing is okay. Armchair quarterbacking. We don't know what their security measures were, and they're not going to tell us because as soon as they tell us what all their security measures are, well, then suddenly we found a way to bypass them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So we can't know exactly what what was going on. The point is they did have security measures in place that he didn't get close enough to do anything.
That's true. Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and they talk about the magatrons that are in place, metal detectors,
Yep.
and
Mm-hmm.
that's actually really what stopped him was the metal detector
Right.
because he tripped over it.
Yep.
That's
Mm-hmm.
how he went down. He tripped over it.
Oh,
That's
okay.
yeah. That's they didn't tackle him. He fell.
Ah, okay.
Now the other side of it, people ask, well, but he didn't have a shirt on. That's because the they knew he had a ballistic vest on. And they were concerned that he may have explosives. So
Mm.
that's why he
Oh,
was didn't have a shirt on. They took that off to
I
find
was wondering
whatever.
about that.
Yeah,
That
that.
that was answered today by the
Oh,
FBI director or
oh, okay.
the head of
Okay.
the Secret Service. He said
Well, I thought
the
that was because Don Lemon was getting fresh with them.
oh well, it could be that too. Maybe he was running
Uh,
to meet Don Lemon because wouldn't was Don Lemon he invited? But yeah,
uh,
uh, but no. They stripped him to pull off his tactical vest and to make sure he didn't have any explosives on him.
Right. Yeah, that would have been really bad. Why do you need? You should have a bottle of water or something to kind
I
of.
got a cup of coffee there. That's part of the problem. But
Yeah, it could be
yeah,
that's smokers.
yeah, yeah. No, I've got something to drink right there. That's not what was doing it. It's just
Yeah, okay. How about a lozenge?
sinus. Right now, sinuses are just
Oh yeah.
allergies are terrible, and I got sinus drip, and
Mm-hmm.
it just went down the wrong way.
Okay.
And but no, I mean, uh, they took the chance. Well, they didn't know if he had explosives, so
Yeah.
that's why they stripped off that tactical vest to
Okay.
make sure he didn't
That's
have anything.
yeah.
They want to make sure he didn't have anything on him that could harm them too. So,
Right. That's true.
uh, yeah.
It's
So that's why he didn't have a shirt.
okay. All right,
'Cause
that makes sense.
yeah,
And so, yeah, I've been watching the
he
usual
ca-
shows, the Five and Gutfeld, and well, especially the Five, where they had that idiot Jessica Tarlov on. Well,
oh
the Republicans do it too. Maybe Trump should tone down his rhetoric and all those mean tweets. Oh yeah, the
yeah,
mean tweets are a good reason to call him a Nazi 24/7
yeah,
for 10
yeah,
years. Yeah, yeah. Let's.
yeah.
Uh,
Joey, to answer your question again, I've said this before. He took the guns in his luggage. He had a pistol, he had knives, and he had a shotgun.
right,
Shotgun is easily broke down. He didn't carry a gun case in the hotel. He carried it in his luggage. And
right.
they had no reason to search his luggage because he was just
He's a
he'd made
guest
his
at the
he
hotel.
was a guest at the hotel,
Uh huh.
and it's that's like saying, anytime the president flies into an airport, we're just going to stop all flights from coming in. Let's
Right.
just shut down
Mhm.
the whole damned airport. I don't care where you're coming from, especially if you're coming from California, maybe, or New
Yeah.
York City. We don't want anybody coming from those two states onto the airport wall. You can't do that.
Hmm.
And I mean,
And Bill's got a good point. They're not mad and any. Yeah, you go to any
yeah,
hotel. I never seen that.
yeah,
Although when I was in
they may start doing that, you know,
well, an Asian country that I've been to, they do make it go through a metal detector.
and
When
they may start doing that in this
yeah.
hotel from now on.
Hmm.
I'm not
Well.
saying it's a bad idea,
Mhm.
but yeah. And if they do have a gun, they have to check it in the hotel safe. It's just that
Right.
simple.
Hmm. And Joey
They
said
might be.
the guests should have been checked before. Well, Joey, the hotel is a separate entity from the ballroom. Ballroom was
It's not like it was downstairs in the lobby bar. That's
right.
not where this was held at. Uh, that's the problem. The
Yes,
entire
and that's another good
succession of
point.
the administration was going to be there. The guests
Yeah,
should have, and you're right. They should have expect some inconvenience, and I agree with that. They should have had a magnet. They should have at minimum had a uh, uh, metal detector in the building,
right.
you know? And if they did and he got through anyways, well, there you go.
Hmm.
Now you got another problem to worry about.
Yeah.
So yeah, didn't matter if it was in range of Trump. Well, he had to go through several checkpoints before he was in range. So I don't know. It's not a perfect system, and I think I mean my cousin and I had mentioned here a week or so ago when they were having it, mentioning this, that they were going to have the whole succession of the administration there. This would have been the time to have a
Right.
coup, and it's sad that we think that way, but that's what you expect from the left now, something like that,
Right.
you know.
Mhm.
And I mean, I'm
Well,
not arguing. I'm not supporting. There's definitely some shortcomings. I'm not defending the situation. I'm just saying, personally, we shouldn't be having these sort of things. Everyone goes through a metal detector. That's a stadium. You
yeah.
got it's. I don't know. Take it up with the hotel. Hell, I'm not in charge. Call the Secret Service. Complain to them about it. I'm not in charge. I'm just saying those agents did their job. The ones that were close by. Now,
Mhm.
maybe the supervisor. Maybe the agent on. The agent in charge didn't do his job. That will
Mhm.
come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter the extra steps. Yeah. Especially well, and technically, this isn't the third attempt. This is actually the fourth attempt.
Yeah, because I just found out. Don't forget there was that guy in where was that? Montana or Dakotas, where
Well,
the guy
yeah, there was
tried
one
to
there.
ram him with a forklift.
Right? Tried to ram
Mm.
him with a fork, or that was going to ram him with a forklift, instead got his forklift stuck. Uh,
Right.
don't forget about the attack on Mar-Lago.
Yes, that's true.
So that's
Yeah,
technically five,
5. Hmm.
five attempts.
And Lloyd, we were talking. What was it before the show on Monday? That over, I mean, the past 250 years, going all the way back to Andrew Jackson,
Yeah,
out of
there's
all the presidents that had been assassinated or attempted
attempted assassinations.
assassinated, only 2 were Democrats. Andrew
Yes.
Jackson was shot at. The guy, the
Well,
assassin, got,
technically there was four. There was Andrew Jackson. There was
yes,
Franklin Roosevelt.
right.
There was
Oh, yeah, there's Truman. Truman was another
Truman,
one.
Harry Truman,
Yeah,
and John
Eric
Kennedy. But
and
all the
John.
rest have been Republicans.
Right. Mhm.
Uh, three of the three of the four people actually assassinated uh, were uh, were Republicans. Three out of four of them.
Right.
Kennedy being the lone Democrat. And
Well,
then
and
you've got,
Kennedy,
of the ones that were actually hit, uh, that didn't die, and that would have been Teddy Roosevelt while he was on the campaign trail.
right.
Before, before, wait, I'll have to look that up because
Yeah, that would have
he
been
was a vice
19.
president, but he ran for
Yeah, he
when
ran for a third term because Taft was in between,
right. So was
and
this when he was
Wilson
shot?
was run.
Yeah, I don't know if this was when Taft, when he's running under the bull moose, or if this happened.
Yeah, when he was running
When
the Bull Moose because
oh, it was
he couldn't get the nomination for the
nomination. Yeah. So
for
there again, he
right.
was he was already he'd already been president.
Hmm.
So then you have so you have Teddy Roosevelt, you have
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan, and
And but he's the only one that actually got hit.
no,
And
actually, all
so did
three of
TR.
them got
TR
hit.
got hit. Yeah, he was
Teddy
shot
Roosevelt
in
got
the
hit.
head.
He got shot and wounded, but
Yeah,
the speech that he had actually was so thick that it
yeah,
stopped the bullet.
right,
But he still penetrated his skin. He still broke
right.
a
Hmm.
rib. Uh, and Donald Trump got shot in the ear.
Right.
So three of those was all three of them got hit, and they were all three Republicans.
And don't forget Gerald Ford. There were 2 attempts on his life. Sarah J. Moore and Squeaky Fromm. And she was a former member of the Manson gang. Yeah.
Interior Secretary Doug Burns, HHS Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr., Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, Energy Secretary Chris Wright, Education Secretary Linda McMahon, and DHS Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Fellow Oklahoman.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, they were all there. You're right. This would have been I think the only person who was, I don't think the Speaker of the House was there.
Speaker of the House, or who was Zeldin? I don't think was Zeldin there. I don't think he was.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm talking about continuity of government. It would be, we had the president and the vice president, and then you have the Speaker of the House.
Yes,
because of the continuity of government or continuity, whatever that word is. The line of succession that would have gone to Speaker of the House had Vance in. And his thing wasn't just to take out Trump, but it was to take out as many of the administration as he could.
Right.
Which would have meant we would have had, Johnson would have been our next president had he succeeded.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Secure up the area, not just the venue. You're right. I mean, so yeah, don't forget about the killer stairs that almost got forward. Well, that's true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Look at how many times it
hey,
almost.
Ron. Good to see you. Yeah. Well, I mean, they almost got Biden several times.
Oh yeah. What was it? Yeah. Who was it? Squiggy Fromm. Who was that she shot at?
Gerald Ford.
That was Gerald Ford. So she did shoot at Gerald Ford. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. She was one of the Manson family.
Wow, is there an echo in me?
Did you just say that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I said that a few minutes ago.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we got that, and then we got Jimmy Kimmel. So there are people up in arms. They're saying he should be fired. So let's talk about the First Amendment, what it protects and what it doesn't protect. The only thing it protects is government shall not abridge the right of free speech. Now, a business, that is totally different. They could fire him for speech.
They could fire him for cause.
Yeah, that's true. And when I mentioned that on Facebook, oh my God, the idiots came out of the woodworks. And
well, of course, they're going to yell free speech.
Yeah.
And he did, the problem is the FAA regulates
FCC.
FCC. I'm sorry.
FAA
they're drones. So as forgive me for getting them mixed up. The FCC is involved with licensing the stations.
Right.
ABC does not have a license, and nor do they have to.
Yeah, that's. But the individual affiliates do.
The individual affiliates do, and it's up to them to decide whether they should carry that sort of stuff or not.
Right.
Now, if the FCC should investigate, they'll have to investigate all ABC stations.
That is true.
And see if that's in violation.
Now, here's where the free market comes in. You get enough people that call up the affiliates and say, hey, we're going to boycott your advertisers on your station.
Here's just a thought, though. How many of us actually watch that?
I don't think the three of us, and
probably I doubt anybody in our audience watched it.
Yeah.
They didn't see it the night it happened.
Mm-hmm.
All they did was hear about it in the replay, regurgitate it, and that's the other problem. Quit giving these idiot Tyra said it the other day. Quit putting their faces out there, quit putting their voices out there, quit talking about them in the news because that's what they're wanting. They're of so little value that they have to have any sort of publicity, even if that's bad publicity. And
Mm-hmm.
if the conservative groups would quit giving them that publicity and we'd quit raising hell about it, they'd go away because there's no point of them taking that chance because nobody's listening to them anyways.
Yeah.
And they no longer have a platform in which to state that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's one way to look at it. And if ratings are the thing, if his ratings keep going down and advertisers don't want
Yeah,
to
it's going to come down to the fact that advertisers are going to get tired
yeah.
of it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
Lon is right. Kimmel shouldn't be fired anymore for his jokes than the guy that told the joke about Puerto Rico at Trump's rally should have
Right.
been.
Mm-hmm.
Those that don't like us shouldn't watch, and that's what it comes down to. How many of us actually watched Jimmy Kimmel the night he told that joke? I don't know anybody who actually watched it. A lot of us have seen it on YouTube and seen it in
Right.
replays.
Yeah, too many
Because
times.
yeah, way too many times. Because
Mm-hmm.
every conservative talk show, every conservative YouTube channel, every conservative group has been given him a platform, and we need to quit doing that. Just like these idiots that keep saying that, this is, these assassination attempts are just, they're staged
Yeah, and that's the
by
other
Trump.
thing. There are people out there that are saying, "Oh, this is a false
Yeah,
flag."
and
This
you
really,
notice, that like I'm not going to name their names because it's not worth, but at least one of those gals is she's bald headed and no longer has a
oh,
show. All she has is I'm not
yeah,
going to say her name
Yeah.
because she doesn't
yeah,
deserve it. But she's one
mhm,
of those that have said that.
yep,
And they've been fired. All these people, most of these people saying this stuff have all been fired from their jobs or
mm-hmm,
no longer have a job.
yep,
So they get on they get on Facebook and they get on, and then guess what? They're suddenly on Fox News or on the next news network or
yeah,
One News Nation.
yep,
Yeah, it
mm-hmm,
is. You're right. It is political commentary, and political commentary when it's threatening like that has to be questioned. But just like the other two attempts, people don't believe the Earth is round. Yeah. Well,
yep,
I mean, is it? I didn't know it was.
mm,
I thought it was. Did they actually prove the Earth was round? I thought it was flat.
yeah,
You mean it's not? Son of a gun! I've been wrong all these years.
mm-hmm,
Yeah. Why should we waste time and tax dollars on that bum?
mm-hmm,
What tax dollars? Show me where they're spending a dime on uh, Jimmy Kimmel. As far as I know, there are no tax dollars going on him.
yeah, yeah. It's not
But
PBS or
but if we start investigating and we start doing all that, now we're using tax dollars.
mhm,
If we start getting the FCC involved in all these trials and litigations and blah blah blah, that's going to cost money.
mm-hmm,
instead, just uh, talking about the shooter. Well, the only way to do that is if they'd have hit him. That would have ended it.
mm-hmm,
You're right. It's a waste of money, time and money on tax dollars on the bum. But unfortunately, they missed the shooter.
yeah, mm-hmm. No DRT there.
Yeah. Yeah. No DRT.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's called what Michael Brown would call taxpayer relief. Yeah.
Yeah. But I
Because
mean,
he likes to talk about all these shootings where the homeowner, the business owner, DRT the guy that broke in or tried to shoot him, and so it's like, oh, okay, so that saved us money. No trial. Yep.
right. Yeah. Here's an example. Here's something. An example of that. The when I was working back years ago, I was working as a assistant manager at one of the convenience store, and I had been working as a relief manager at this one store
Mm-hmm.
because, or a relief assistant manager, because that guy was on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that I did my last night. It was a night shift job that he had, so I was doing because I was a floater at the time, and so I had, anyways, I had gone back to my regular shift, and I just got home, and I just laid down to go to sleep, and I got a call. No, actually, because I didn't work a night shift. I worked in another shift that night. Anyways, I got a call from the manager of that store, asked
Mm-hmm.
could I come in and help out. And what had happened is a guy had broke in. Well, a guy had robbed the place, and he sent the employee to the back room and said, "Go get in the bathroom back there." And so, he went back there. Well, unbeknownst to this guy, is they had alarm systems in the bathrooms for anybody who might get locked into it,
Mm-hmm.
or if they had to hide there. So, uh, anyways, this guy come in and he was stealing cigarettes and all this stuff, and the police showed up, and a firefight ensued in the back storage area, and this guy just missed getting shot because the police bullets went right through the cheap bathroom walls back in the, just one piece of the sheetrock and plywood weren't even finished
Wow.
on the inside, you know. But they
What
said,
color
"Is
was it?
anybody?" Anyways, huh? The
What
sheetrock?
color was it?
It's white sheetrock.
White sheetrock. Okay. What
White
color
sheetrock.
was the tile?
I don't know. Probably white. But
Okay.
anyways, well, actually, they ended up being red because what happened is they shot the guy, and he was a big guy, and so they were yelling, "Is anybody in that room?" "Yes." "Well, stay in there. We have to move him." Well, they had to move him, so they rolled him over. He was still alive, but he was paralyzed. So they called the ambulance. He was taken to the hospital, and he was put on he's put on life support and or put on a respirator because he'd been shot basically his through the spine, went through his chest and out and through his spine, and it paralyzed him.
Mm-hmm.
The city did not press charges against him.
Oh yeah, they figured, well,
Had they
that's
pressed
enough.
charges, they would have been put for the bill for the rest of his life.
Ah, okay.
So they saved themselves some money. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, uh the city refused, because I asked a couple of cops, why aren't they? I said, because if we do, we will have to we'll have to pay for his hospitalization and all the treatment and all the care, and if
Mhm.
he gets convicted, which he obviously would be, the state would be, you know and
Yeah,
it
he'd
what
be
it,
in,
yeah.
yeah.
So he
Mm.
got no charges brought against him, and
Okay.
uh he went home in a wheelchair, and he did get, obviously he got, I don't know if he got disability Social Security or not, because he that happened in the commission of a crime. So,
Yeah, that's right. Mhm.
but that was one way they saved the city
Yeah,
taxpayers and state
taxpayer
taxpayers by
relief.
not charging him. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. That's good. Good to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on? Okay, so looks like the bombing's gonna start up again because uh, uh, we can't really trust these guys because
Well,
they're
they're
not
not.
gonna negotiate in good faith, you
They
know?
well, the thing is they won't give up their
Yep,
uranium enrichment. They
right.
just refuse to.
Hmm. And
So we're going to have to
really,
bomb them into the dark ages.
yeah, that's true. And we have to because the this group of Islam, they are Shia. They're Shiites, right?
Yeah, they are.
And they believe in the afterlife, the second coming. They believe in, well, in Iraq we were fighting the Mahdi Brigade. They believe that there's going to be an event that's going to bring back the Mahdi that's going to, and this is the end times. So they believe in their mind, uh, they're going to use the bomb. They're going to
Right.
use the
Yeah.
bomb. They want to hasten the return, the end times, because they think
Right.
they're going to go to heaven. And these people are nuts.
Well,
They're,
yeah.
it's their
I saw
ideology.
I
And
saw something. I've talked about where Muhammad laid siege to that city, and he said, "Yeah, we won't kill you if you'll
and
pay
then
us a
he did.
tribute." And they ended up anyways. But there was something just the other day, and it was just, and it was not in reference to that, but something just has happened over the last 10 years in which they admitted that, yeah, we do not, the infidels are, and it had to do with killing the Christians, and it had to do
Mhm.
with the fact that they had, kill the infidels, and
Right.
I
Hmm.
wish I could remember because it is pertinent to who these, and it had, they were making the reference because of uh what's been going on. Of course, right now, the Iranian Republican Guard uh are not necessarily devout Muslims.
Probably more devout than you think,
Right now,
because
the ones that are there, they're doing this because they don't want to lose power. This has nothing to
that's
do
true.
with their. This has nothing. They're using their religion, uh, as an excuse
Hmm.
to keep doing this, and their justification. But uh, I guarantee you, if it came out in the Quran tomorrow, if Muhammad come back and says, "Oh, that's not right," they would still fight because they don't want to lose the power.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
You know,
That's true.
they are the the IRGC is the military branch.
Right.
You
Hmm.
know, and they're the heavy guns.
Yeah, they're the military. They're the secret police.
Right.
I mean, they're everywhere. The Besiege, that's their SS group,
Yeah.
and then there's another group that it's called the Artesh. Those are the
Yeah.
conscripts. Those are
Those
the
are conscripts. Yeah.
the ordinary people.
And but they're the ones that they're the draftees. They're the ones that's
Yes,
going to.
that's right.
They're the ones that could turn the tide. But
Yes, that's true.
uh, and if they don't get paid, because here's the thing: at some point, these generals and these commanders are not going to get paid, and they're going to suddenly
Oh, they
turn.
haven't been paid for a couple months.
Yeah, well, they're going to even when. But right now, the upper echelons are still getting money coming in. They still have money that they're living off of.
Right.
But at some point, when the oil stops, when they have to start shutting down wells, and they can no longer open those wells,
Right.
that money flow is stopped. And once that stops, 100%, then you'll suddenly see they're going to be on the side of the revolutionaries. You know, they're going to be on the side of these people that are uprising, because they want to be on whichever side is winning, and their
Right.
loyalty is not to Muhammad. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's a percentage of them that, yes,
Mm-hmm.
there's a bunch of them that, but most of these, how many mullahs do you see out there? The mullahs are the ones that really stir the religious fervor. But
Right.
how many mullahs do you see in the Republican Guard?
Oh, yeah, there are none in the Republican Guard.
Exactly. How many
Yeah.
mullahs do you see out there carrying guns and fighting
Yeah.
on the
Zero.
front line?
Yeah.
None, because
Yeah.
they're the theocracy, or the
Right.
theocratic side of the government.
Mm-hmm.
Which is separate from the military.
Right.
You know, and you're right, Bill. He did go on disability and welfare.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, he died. I mean, he did die from it. He didn't live as long as he could have, but
Right.
you know.
So if you want more information about this, go to Ryan Macbeth, and that's where I got the information about how this government is an existential threat
Oh
to
yeah,
not only the Middle East, but to the whole world, because they were working on intercontinental ballistic missiles. That's
they've
what
been
the
working on
deal
this.
was with the Obama. That was to give them 15 years to,
Well,
enrich
I
uranium, perfect their rockets, and have a way to have a rocket to where they could put a nuclear payload on
I
it.
have an acquaintance that is an author, and he wrote a book in 2007. I've talked about it before, in which he predicted so much of this, and he
Mhm.
predicted that we would pull out of supporting Israel, and when we did, they would fall, and then eventually the whole Middle East would topple. They'd use nuclear weapons on Israel, and
Right,
now this was written before Obama was elected. Of course, the
right.
president that they
Hmm.
insinuated turned out to be a very Obama-esque type character, the guy
Hmm.
that ran. But
Right.
this was that became president. He was very much he was a piece at any cost character. And
Mhm.
this was in 2007. This was before the election even happened, that
Right.
this book was written. And of course,
Hmm.
this guy, he gives the inner workings of the CIA, how some of the people we have working in the CIA were actually Chinese nationals that defected and came here.
Hmm.
Saladin did allow the vast majority of the Christian population to leave the city unharmed, opting to negotiate for a negotiated surrender.
Hmm.
That's true.
Hmm.
Uh, and there was a yeah, there were different factions back. Yeah, you're right. That is
Hmm.
true, because that was during the was it the second uh this
Well, if you go watch that video,
where
and
where
just
where when Richard the Lionhearted went, the crusade, that was during his, I think,
the
1187, was
Crusades,
that? Yeah, the crusade. Yeah, I think that was
right?
during his,
Was that it was probably was it
maybe
the
the
last?
third.
No, the last Crusades was 1492. That's when the Ottomans almost took Vienna, and that's as far as they went. And
Yeah,
that was when that was actually when the Ottoman Empire really started to descend, because they overextended,
right.
and
Yeah,
they wouldn't change their military. They tried to change their military, but their military just kept blocking them. They overthrew that sultan. They got a new guy that was on their side, and the janissary that is what they were, and so and that just kept the downward spiral. And then after the war they had with Russia, that accelerated their downfall. And what killed them, what finished off the Ottoman Empire, was World War One.
Right. Yeah.
And
I think 1187 was. I think it was the Second Crusades. I'd have to go back and look.
So since the show started a little late, we got about 8 more minutes left. And,
okay. Yeah.
So
don't know what's going on. I don't know why we're having.
Don't know if these.
But it seems like as soon as we restart, everything's fine again.
Yeah, isn't it? That's weird. And hopefully tomorrow night won't be the same thing. With we need to complain to Tot Studio. And say, hey, what's going on there? Because this happened on your show on Monday.
And now,
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. We'll have to.
Yeah, that's just really
have
weird.
to look into that. I hope we don't have to change platforms again.
Yeah, me too. Because then I'd have to set up everything else. And I already got 2 more new sound effects.
Even drama queens need a complete breakfast.
Yeah, that's right. Drama queens need a mm-hmm. And don't forget.
Enough about your wardrobe malfunction.
That's right, your wardrobe malfunction. Yeah, there you go. And by the way, that is a cool shirt you got on tonight, Lloyd. I like that.
Thank you. Yeah, I've got a couple. I've got 2 of them. One has, I think, a setting sun, and the other one. Well, they both have a setting sun, but I think one has like palm trees or some other thing, and the other one has a pirate ship sailing past.
Oh, cool.
The shadow. I can't remember which one this is.
That shirt kind of reminds me of the cover of Hotel California by the Eagles. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you're only seeing the top half. The bottom, the bottom half.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And then I don't like it.
Awesome. Looks good.
I don't know what's on the back of this one. Because I can't look back there and see, but I've got 2 of them. These are 2 of my favorite shirts right here, and I wish they made a few more designs. This company made a few more different designs in these bright colors because I really like them. And but so
I like that shiny. It kind of looks like polyester or something.
It is a polyester, and it's very comfortable, very lightweight. Really, really fantastic for wearing this time of the year too. And of course, when it's cool outside, I've got a jean jacket that I just throw on. So
cool.
I was really lucky. I found it. I went to Burlington Factory Outlet.
Oh yeah.
They had
They're still around.
We have one. Oh hell yeah! This one's new.
Because there was one when I used to live in Aurora. There was one right there, Mississippi and Peoria.
Right. Yeah. Well, no, we have a new one that was built here a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
It's actually where the Best Buy used to be. So.
Oh, okay.
Which shut down during COVID and never opened back up.
Mm-hmm.
But and I found this denim jacket. Regular. The only thing it doesn't have is the flaps on the pockets, but it's just got open pockets. But it's still a denim jacket. A full denim jacket. Got it for $9, brand new.
Wow.
Yeah,
that really is good.
Yeah, it's cheap because those things are like about $45, $55 for a Levi's brand. This isn't a Levi's brand, but still, it's a nice weight. Well, I wore it down there at the
South Florida Drone Meetup.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, I'm gonna have to. if next year I'm going to have to photobomb because everybody puts up pictures and I ain't in them. They'll put up 20 pictures and I ain't in one of them. So I don't know how that happens, but it's just like my picture
just
never.
Bill's pictures.
Huh? Yeah,
Well,
Bill's picture.
yeah.
Bill's pictures I'm in, but
Yeah.
but they got pictures of everybody, but they don't have one of me. And I mean, it's not just any one person doing it. It's just I'm just not at the right place when they take the pictures, or they just don't come around looking for me. Like, oh, we'll catch him somewhere else, and they never do. So, so next year, if I can go, next year if I go, I'm going to photobomb everybody.
There you go.
I'll make damn sure I'm in
I'll
somebody's
do the
pictures.
same thing. Get my phone out and get pictures.
Oh yeah, I've got pictures of me with other people that I took, but I mean, people post them up on Facebook and all these groups, and I'm not in them. Like,
okay.
we did a photo dump, and they put up 30 pictures, and out of 30 pictures, you think I'd be at least in the background. I understand that, Bill. I understand that. Neither you nor Jaybird were talking about. I knew what you were talking about. And as I said, it's the agent in it's the agent in charge that is the supervisor overseeing it, or their policy. And I think it has to. I think it needs to be a policy change. Yeah, you're right. It couldn't have turned out better. I mean, but it's like I've heard them say, we have to, be, we were lucky this time. We have to be lucky every time. Bad guy only has to be lucky once. It's they only have to get it right once. They have to get it right every single time.
Actually, Bill, one person was hurt. That was the agent that got shot. That luckily,
I think he ended up with like a cracked rib or something. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he wanted to keep working, but they, priorities were that he had to go to the hospital and get checked out. But he was released.
Well, I bet that hurt like a son of a gun. That'd be like
somebody.
Oh yeah.
Somebody said it was. They said it was like getting hit with a Mack truck, is what he described it as.
Yeah.
I don't know how many Mack trucks he's ever been hit by, but yeah,
Yeah, you're right, Bill.
Yeah, it was close range. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've condemned him about, he's the one who fired off the 5 shots and that he didn't hit the guy. Well, when you've been hit in the chest like that, like being kicked by a horse, and then you're still trying to shoot while you're falling, it's a little, I think people need to put themselves in that situation. And I heard, and this was from the head of the Secret Service, and I heard him saying that, he says, a lot of these people, a lot of these agents are saying that have never been in a situation where they've been shot or shot at, and they've never had to use their gun. They've only done it on the range, because 90% of the police officers out there never have to fire a shot in their entire 20 years or 30 years in.
Yeah, that's true, Bill. The guy was.
Yeah, he wasn't serious. Yeah.
Thing and
yeah, the perp was falling too, and again, like you said, but these guys that have come on these different talk shows and talked about, because that's one of the things that I will give the head of the Secret Service his just dues in that, and that he really defended that officer. He said, this guy, and it's like he said, the guy was falling, he was falling, he just been shot, he didn't know how serious it was, and you look at as many, there's a lot of video out there of cops that get shot. Now there was that one old guy that was actually on Ken Herron's show. I actually used to chat with him quite a bit, and he was a highway Hawaiian Highway Patrol, and he was shot 9 times by the perp, 9 or 10 times.
Wow.
And he fired off 19 shots. He actually had to reload twice. and the guy was still moving. The perp was hanging outside of his car, was still trying to get out and get to him. And he'd pulled up on a traffic stop he was on a motorcycle, and this guy started open firing, and the guy was high on some sort of meth or something,
Right.
and he survived it, and he's written a book about it, and
Wow.
he actually went back and they reenacted the whole thing because they used it. He actually played the part of himself in the reenactment because they used it as a training video for the police departments in Hawaii for that, to show,
Right.
no matter, yeah, you can get shot, it showed, he got their version of the Medal of Honor, but he was still alive, but he'd been shot 9 or
Right.
10 times or maybe more, at pretty much point blank.
Wow.
Because he'd walked up on the guy and the guy pulled out and started shooting on him. So he started returning fire, and he was just, just bam, 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 reload, bam, 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 bam. And the guy was still alive. That was the thing. The guy was still moving. He didn't hit him with heavy shot, but he hit him with, I think 19 shots he got into the guy.
Wow.
And so,
Holy
yeah.
crap.
So, yeah, if you get a chance, it happened in the 90s. But and the guy was actually a guest on Ken Herron's show one time.
Well,
And,
years ago, back in the 80s, one of the local TV stations, one of the reporters was doing a program about bulletproof vests. So he put on a bulletproof vest and he had somebody shoot him with a .22 pistol. And boy, he was surprised when he got hit and how painful that was. I mean, he nearly fell over and he dropped an F-bomb, but it got
and here's the
out.
thing. These police officers can't train for that.
Right.
They know
Yeah.
it's been described, but unlike when they're being trained on using pepper spray,
Right.
well, or tasers, every one of them has to be sprayed in the face. Every
Right.
one of them has to be tased, in order for them to be qualified to carry those on their person, and all cops carry that. But they can't shoot. They can't be shooting police officers with a gun wearing a bulletproof vest, because
Right.
let's say they have one that's a bad vest and it's a failure.
Yeah. There
They've
you
just
go.
killed a cop,
Yeah.
or seriously wounded one. So that's something they can't prepare for. So they don't, they can try to train for it, but they can't train for that, So it's just one of those things that they, as you can imagine, it helps with recruitment. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to end up with.
Enough about your wardrobe malfunction.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we've done over an hour. Managed to do that, and we had a pretty good crowd there. We got up to 11 people.
That's pretty good. We did have a good crowd.
And a lively discussion tonight, which was good. So I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming. Hope you all have a great weekend. And don't forget my show tomorrow night, Bill's show on Saturday, and Lloyd's show on Monday. Have a great weekend. God bless. Good night, all.
Good night, folks.
Take care, everyone.
Don't forget, tune in to Artco Drones and Entertainment live stream for more exciting content every Friday night at 5 p.m. Mountain Time.